I fucking called it. First episode, I said Villar is a mix of Iniesta and Pirlo. And what did we see against Juventus? We got to see a young Iniesta play. He was brilliant. Now back to the episode.
What's up, guys? We have Seb who thinks he's a prediction king here. But yeah, welcome to what is it, the 5th episode? Yeah, I think so. Today, it's probably going to be a bit shorter. We feel like we don't have too much to say about the games because it's the end of the season and can't say too much. But we'll start quickly off with the Torino game and Sango. Go, Sasha. You start.
No, I mean, I was saying during the game that Singo, I just think, honestly, like, this is just me personally, no rumors, nothing. For Fonseca's wingback role in this formation, he actually looks like the perfect guy to be deputizing on the was he playing on the left-hand side or the right-hand side?
Right
hand side. Perfect to deputize on the right-hand side behind Florenzi or Perez, whatever, because I know Perez, in my opinion, has earned it, but I know how everyone feels about Florenzi coming back.
Into that later.
So,
yeah, I
pardon?
mean,
we're gonna get into.
Oh yeah.
He has the perfect skill set for that position. He is fast, strong, good at surprisingly good at defending. I thought,
and he's got the composure. He's got the composure to control the ball in his own box.
Yeah,
which is something
my only issue is we didn't see his crossing too much. I want to see how his crossing is because that's important for Fonseca's style. But
yeah, that's true.
I can't disagree with you because I haven't seen enough.
He did show a lot of promise. Like I would say he was probably Torino's.
Whoever Torino have, I must say, as much as they're not doing well, I'm saying, I don't know if Petracchi got Singo as well. If he did, my goodness, but. They always seem, I mean, two guys I've always loved at Torino. Every time we play them, they are thorns in our side. Were Mata in midfield and the fullback who usually Aina, the fullback who is normally, I mean, Zaniolo normally. I think the last time we played them, he took Zaniolo out of the game.
Yeah. I mean, he has good games and bad games.
To be fair, I don't watch enough Torino to comment overall. Just someone I've always noticed when we played them. Always stood out to me.
Torino is one of those teams that wherever they are in the table, it's always going to be a tough game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially with the team they have now.
Yeah, I mean, they are where they are because their style doesn't fit. Like, their style isn't effective because they have 10 defenders and Belotti. And that, I mean, it works against teams that...
And the biggest moron Italy has ever seen, backing up Gallo Belotti.
Yeah.
Simone the Paparata Zaza.
That we have to talk about. What a dickhead! Like that was disgusting.
What an absolute! I've actually never seen red like when that little cunt pushed. Sorry, that's a bit.
Yeah.
But when he pushed our defender into our keeper like that, and doesn't even did he get a yellow card?
No, he didn't.
That's ridiculous because they explained it all with the malicious intent. Are you going in aggressively? That's actually endangering people.
I mean,
seriously, because you can get a control.
Kolarov could have got some serious neck injury there.
Kolarov, if he's very unlucky, like I know this is a stretch, but if he's very unlucky, he could die from an accident like that. If he gets the knee and the head in that speed, if it hits badly, he could like die or even go blind or something. Like.
Imagine how Arsenal fans would have reacted to that if Mbappé did that.
Exactly. I mean, I know he didn't intend too much, but I think that has to be a red. It was a dick move, but...
It's unnecessary. And do you know what? Actually, frankly, he definitely knew that the defender was closing and he definitely knew he was pushing the one into that. There's no ways he didn't know that.
I mean,
no. You could see it.
There is no person who could defend any other person for doing that action. I could never defend Totti for doing that. Even
I agree.
He's bigger than God for some Roma fans, but I don't think anyone could excuse him for doing that.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely.
There
was another red card, wasn't there? That should have been
the Lianco red card. I think that's very obvious too.
And it got obvious when he got subbed out at halftime.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what's fantastic? That's why I love. Do you know what? I love Milan fans. I've never seen a more delusional fan base in my life. In my life,
Man United.
It can never. Yeah, no. But you know what? I mean, at least like Milan fans come from. Now it's 7 years in running, and every single year they've said we're going to finish above Roma. I don't even care if you finish. Like, I don't even care. Just please, for your own sake, get a bit of common sense, please.
Yeah.
It'll help you guys so much. It'll help your club. Because you're actually killing it with how stupid you are sometimes, Milanistas.
Yeah. No,
They
I
can all
agree.
come for me. They can tell me to kill myself. It's fine. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Please, no one in my family should watch this because I'm just joking.
No, but I agree. Milan fans are like the United fans of Italy.
No,
I mean, because you're not fair enough. The refs have been helping Roma to a degree, and I want to they're not helping Roma, but we've been getting calls our way.
yeah,
We've been getting calls our way, but to be fair, you guys know how many calls didn't go our way.
yeah.
We got a fucking face ball penalty. Face ball.
Baseball
If you guys got face ball penalty, Milanista, you guys would have taken Europe to UEFA to court for that.
Yeah.
You guys can't accept it. We have to put up that with 5 years running. This is the first time in who knows how many years we've gotten consistent results in our favor ever. Please calm down.
If fucking Fiorentina wanted to replay the game for that penalty that we got, then we should replay the game for the face ball penalty.
I mean, you should just win the game on walk over because it was such a bad call.
Exactly, like that's embarrassing refereeing. But we're getting way sidetracked. The point is, this Torino game showed that we don't always get the calls in our favor. We just got lucky for a few games, and I think we all acknowledge that these last 5 games or something, we've had a couple of calls that we were lucky with.
Yeah,
but we've been unlucky before, so it evens out.
Just one. Oh, okay, go. Sorry.
I was just going to say shortly that one takeaway from the Torino goal is the brilliant equalizing goal. I mean, it's not the most.
Oh yeah.
It's not like a goal you'll see on top 10 goals on YouTube, but I think it's just moment of brilliance from both Mkhitaryan and DZEKO. With Mkhitaryan,
that is how you want to score. That is how you want to score.
I just love seeing goals like that because first Cristante fighting for the ball, and then Mkhitaryan seeing DZEKO before he even gets the ball and doing a first time pass.
Exactly.
And DZEKO,
you know what the best thing with that goal for me is? That it showed, because what I thought lacked with this formation was our play through the middle.
Yeah.
Versus Torino, we looked like we could find solutions through the middle and play through them in a way that I haven't seen too much. I saw that a little bit versus, I think it was Fiorentina. But versus Torino, I saw that a lot more, and that's very encouraging.
But you know what I think is a big reason for that, Cristante? Because when we usually play with Diawara and Veretout, and none of them are really attacking. I mean, sure, Veretout has gotten some goals, but most penalties and one long shot. But I think Cristante pushing forward, which is his natural role, helps us being more versatile in offense, because then we could both have the roaming flanks and the pressure from the middle with Cristante, because he does have a good, even though he shoots with almost too much power, he has a dangerous long shot.
Yeah, no, I think he has a great, you know what, I think we have a problem with long shots with them getting blocked too much.
Yeah,
because Zaniolo has a fucking thunder strike on him. So does Cristante. Veretout has a great long shot. Mkhitaryan too. DZEKO as well.
Kolarov.
Oh yeah. But he doesn't get into as many positions now.
Calafiori, the sniper.
You know, what a goal he scored. Exactly. What a goal it was.
I mean, if that would have scored, that would have been one of my favorite goals from Roma in 7 years.
I think that is a crime against humanity.
Yeah,
that ball went out. I'm not saying it's the wrong call from the ref, but the fact that the ball had to go out of play.
I mean,
wow.
First Veretout versus Sampdoria, and then this. Man.
Yeah, 2 goals of the season contenders disallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the stupidest reasons, unfortunately.
You know what? We should. I should make on my Instagram disallow goal of the season compilation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think the one thing I want to say on Cristante, and I mentioned it to you guys earlier. I think he has potential in this team, but I do not think a midfield where Veretout and Cristante play together can work.
No.
As well, because I think Conte mentioned a few episodes ago that Veretout, as good as he is, does make a lot of defensive errors, positioning wise, that Diawara covers for. And then at the same time, I think Cristante is that tenfold in terms of defensive positioning. Where he's great is if Diawara is there, Cristante is allowed to press as aggressively as he wants to, which is fantastic because he has great strength and great size. And he's actually quite good at getting his foot in for tackles. So he can use that when pressing, and then he can also use his attacking instincts because he's got a good at moving the ball forward quickly, and he's got a very good shot from distance.
And he's got a very good and accurate pass, actually. Like, he doesn't use it enough, but he has a good pass on him.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is when Diawara isn't there, he doesn't thrive in either role because half the time he can't attack because then he's thinking, oh, I need to defend. But then his defending is so poor that it doesn't make a difference. And unfortunately, without Diawara covering, that will kill us.
Having Diawara in the squad allows us to have 7 people attacking because it could just be him and Smalling.
He is like City's Fernandinho. He's the equivalent.
Because with him, I mean, Smalling and Diawara can defend on their own because both Mancini and Kolarov love to push forward and press the attack. And then we move as a unit into the opposition half with 2 players being back. And it's still, we're still not vulnerable when doing that because because Diawara has the intelligence and Smalling has the raw strength to prevent
the power.
Yeah.
But I think Ibanez could provide that.
He could,
forward.
Yeah.
But he just needs to be a bit smarter than.
I have to disagree with you a little bit, though, Sebbe. Diawara is brilliant defensively, but I realized in the last couple of games, it could also be due to fatigue. That his defending on counterattacks is sometimes his decision making there. I think is sometimes a bit. I didn't like it too much. He's very good at the deep sitting defending or however you call it. But sometimes when we're defending counterattacks, I feel like he makes the wrong decisions. I feel like it's a fairly small thing to work on. It can easily be fixed. So.
I mean, this could be me talking crazy. Please correct me if I do, but I honestly don't remember us having that many counter attacks against us besides the Parma game and the Torino game. I think.
No. I mean, we don't. I just meant that I think his one weakness defensively is the counter attacks.
Yeah, but I think that there is another point for this formation that we have limited the opponent's counter attacks very well because. Yeah.
And you know what I think?
Parma are always going to have counters. They have Gervinho and Kulusevski. They're going.
That's their whole game. That's their whole game. They don't have anything else.
And Torino, sure, they had a good game against us. They weren't bad at all. I mean, they were opportunistic as they usually are when they actually perform. So I think what.
No, I'll finish your point, Seba.
My point was basically that I think that we have prohibited counterattacks very well since switching.
So I was going to touch on that. I think what Diawara brings, and I think this is where, as much as perhaps I understand what you're saying, if a player has the ball in transition, is running at the Roma defense on counters, and there's runners elsewhere, Diawara can be caught out because he doesn't have the speed. I think that's a big thing. Yeah, exactly. But where I think, in terms of limiting the counters, I think the person who is more critical to that than anyone else is Diawara. He's got that ability to, the ball will be being pushed into our half, let's say a long ball, and the players are then pressing to win the second ball. He has that ability to take the ball down dead with players closing him down and calmly found a pass to completely relieve that pressure before it even starts. And then what happens is all their attacking players are now not behind the ball anymore. And that is how we create so many chances where Diawara will take that second ball easily and then put us back on the back foot to almost swap the momentum back into our favor straight away.
That is true.
That is a form of like a second wave that, like, if the defense gets the ball, sure, they pass the first wave, but then there's another one coming with Diawara, Kolarov, and Mancini, which is so dangerous because it's often from those that you can catch defensive
and
team.
Kolarov and Diawara are elite at reading the game defensively.
Yeah,
Kolarov, unfortunately, you don't see it because when he's playing left back, he's busy playing left wing and he doesn't believe in actually defending. But when he defends, he's a top defender.
He really is.
And
I agree.
Guardiola would not start him at centre back if he wasn't, to be fair.
Exactly. I mean, the only reason apparently he left City was because Pep he thought he was so good at centre back that he wanted to start him there, and the Colo wanted to be more attacking. So, I mean, that says it all. I think Pep is an absolutely brilliant manager.
That makes me nervous.
Like, tactical aspects. He has some other flaws. I don't think we should get into that too much. No. But like tactically and seeing what players fit, he's brilliant at that.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you there.
So therefore,
the thing what you said about Kolarov there. Sorry. The thing.
Go on. Wasn't anything.
Kolarov there. The one thing that makes me nervous is if he didn't want to play there for Pep, is this just Fonseca calling him aside and saying, Alexander, we're gonna finish out of the top 10 if you don't play centre back. Please play centre back for the rest of the season. And then maybe Kolarov said, fine, as long as I move back to left back, or as he accepted that he cannot be a left back anymore. I think that his career is best at centre back.
I think that either way is a big win in Fonseca's column, because either he managed to find what's needed for the team to finish the season off strong, and if he gets it to continue, that's even better, because managing to convince Kolarov to do that is, I don't think there's a lot of managers that could do that, because we have seen that Fonseca isn't afraid to tell the players what he thinks is right and when he thinks they're wrong, which is very important because if a player doesn't, if a player thinks
transparency
around,
it shows that they don't respect him the way he should. If it was Rudy Garcia who asked Kolarov to play center back, I don't think he would have done that, because he just
I don't think he would have done it for Di Francesco.
Di Francesco, come on, Kolarov would have laughed in his face.
Yeah.
Conte, sorry, what were you saying when I do you want to finish?
No, it was I was just finishing my point. I didn't have nothing much to add. But I want to kind of talk about your what you said about Kolarov. Thing is, he's not a centre back here, which is good because he can move forward a bit, and he is still the main free kick taker. Yeah. I honestly think he seems like a very egoistic player, kind of. And I think maybe he just wanted the goals and assists, and he isn't getting them at left back anyways, except from set pieces.
Yeah, but Kolarov is paid in free kick rights.
But the thing,
he doesn't earn a salary.
The thing about his new role is that, despite not being like actually a left back, there's what we just talked about with Smalling and Diawara allows him to still get the satisfaction of going forward, not frequently, but still when he sees fit. And I think he's matured a lot, because if we played this formation when he just came to Roma, I think he would have gone way too much forward. I think he now realized what's probably best, and he limits it to a very reasonable amount of attacks.
Yeah. And do you know what's a huge advantage to Fonseca in that? Name another player, very few, and the ones that are playing for the best teams in the world, that can be as good at centre back as Kolarov is, and then push up next to Diawara in possession and play the role there as well as Diawara does. That is just, in terms of that, Kolarov is fantastic. It's just he gets caught out, unfortunately, when he gets tired and doesn't get back. That's his only flaw. Literally his only flaw. If Kolarov had pace, he'd be he would be one of the best left backs in the world still.
Yeah.
And in his day, he was.
Exactly. I think it's mainly about age because he doesn't have the fitness to like he gets too tired from playing left back that his head goes at the end of the game, and then he forgets marking and stuff. And
Yeah.
but a centre back that isn't a problem.
Exactly. It gets him the perfect amount of both attacking and defending.
Yeah. Should we move on to the Juve game?
Yeah.
I think Sebbe has some points he wanted to make about VR. Or am I wrong?
No, but
Have you made your
prediction,
point,
King.
Sebe?
I think I have. I don't know. I think the intro is pretty.
I mean, I've got. I can speak on Villar if you want.
Yeah,
I've
you
got
can
go
go
on.
on. You can go ahead.
I think if anyone wants to understand why we're so excited about Villar, go watch the build-up to the penalty Calafiori one.
Yeah.
He literally alone put every player in the position for build-up, then played the 1-2s with those players until he was free at the edge of the box, plays a perfect ball onto Calafiori's leg as he's running into the box. Perfect weighted. It was, that is like, you actually have to be a lot smarter than the players around you to do that the way he did it. And yeah.
All the kid football fans, like the ones under like 15, what will say like, oh, Villar was so good because he had the technique and like the dribblings, but I mean he's such a smart player. Like he's a genius on the field. Like what you said now is the perfect example.
the way he can see, okay, I've got a guy coming on my right, there's a guy behind me, guys coming on the left, so he will just push the ball half a meter to one side and chip a little pass through to the mid to Zaniolo, who's now unmarked in midfield. I mean, that is something. In fact, against Juve, he did that better than Diawara has done that this season. Obviously, it was a one-game thing with no pressure. We don't know, but in terms of what he did he actually looked like Iniesta. The way he was beating like 3 players, pressing him at once. It was actually insane.
What I mean, it's actually mind-blowing to me how mature and composed he is. Like he looks like he's a tiny little boy that shouldn't be there, but what a guy.
He is actually 22, which is actually weird to me.
Yeah,
because it's the same age as Diawara, but he looks so much younger.
I mean, he could have like trains coming from 4 sides of him at like 150 miles per hour, and he could still like manage to find a perfect way out of it.
He is the most he's composed to the level where I don't believe he's a normal human being.
Yeah.
Like the way when he got those 2 chances in the box, I've never seen someone so relaxed about a situation before. I mean, when my wife gives birth, I need Villar there at the hospital. Jesus.
No, but the thing is, we haven't seen Villar for like more than like 100 and 150 minutes, somewhere around that. And he's still one of the most impressive players this season. Like the amount of pure talent and intelligence that he shows is mind-boggling. And I love Fonseca. I always defended him. But if he doesn't play VR at least 10 games next season, starts in all competitions, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, fair. I still think it's a bit too early to have a statement like that because Fonseca is the one that sees them in training every day. But from what we have seen, I think he's very good. It's the same point I made about Ibanez a few episodes ago, I think. Like, from what we've seen, he's been brilliant, but I think it's still too early to say he's a great player because we don't know. It might be just some good form or like a good run. But I see your point.
I don't see many to argue that. It's almost like, yes, it could be a good run of form, but just the fact that he's capable of producing that is enough to get excited over. Because I'm pretty sure Juan Jesus can't do that on a one-off. You know what I mean?
There's actually a difference there between Ibanez and Villar, I think, because what Ibanez showed was his physical capability, which could be temporary. But what Villar showed is something that's in his brain that he, on any day, could do that without any problem, because that, I mean, he could have crutches and still see what he sees, but maybe
Yeah,
not.
no, I know. And what I mean is, like, we don't know. Maybe he's very inconsistent. Maybe because I mean, Pellegrini showed like the same type of play before Christmas. He had games like that, or maybe even better. But now he's just awful, and so that's what I mean. Like, we can't quite judge yet.
But you know, if Villar and Ibanez keeps this up next season, every Roma fan should take 10 minutes before they go to sleep and thank Petracchi.
True.
Like what this man did in not even a year is astonishing.
Yeah.
He got Veretout, he got Diawara, he got Villar, Mancini was probably before. I mean, it was talked about before. Ibanez, he got.
And in fairness, Mancini is the least impressive signing.
And
in fairness,
and that's because
I'm still very excited.
You don't know
nothing against Mancini.
He's like either my favorite or second favorite player of the team, and that is and
his eyebrows.
I still agree with Sasha. I mean, it really says a lot. But I mean, we made such a huge mistake letting Petracchi go. It's more and more obvious every day.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what?
I get it, but I still don't get it. You know.
Yeah.
To a degree, I understand, and I almost agree with you guys. But let me almost say I'm playing devil's advocate. What is nice is, for once, Pallotta saw something he didn't like and he fucking made the call. At least, I'm saying. Because instead of having to sit with the fucking bullshit like Di Francesco and Monkey for a year, like last time, where it's every week, is he going to get fired? Is he not going to get fired? At least this time he just decided to, because when you're sitting in that limbo, no progress can be made. At least now everyone at the club can understand, okay, Petracchi's gone now. We have to go in without him. Instead of thinking, where am I going to be next year? Who's this and that? You know, who's where?
Look, you know,
at least it's limited that to a degree.
It's happening where it shouldn't be. And
definitely.
I mean,
it's the one oak where you shouldn't have done
I'm gonna say it like this. Considering the situation, it was right to let Petracchi go, because I don't think that situation is sustainable if you're at war with every single board member. I don't think there was any other possible outcome.
Yeah.
But that Pallotta let it come to that, because
Petracchi
the fight started with Pallotta eventually, essentially, and the fact that so many board members have been let go or have left or whatever. I think that's the main problem I have. But I mean, I agree with you, Sasha, that it was good for him to. It was good to see that he can actually take action, because we haven't seen that before.
That's true.
Do you know what I want to say? Do you know what the one guy out of all of this? Do you know who's gonna actually? Never mind Zaniolo. Never mind. Do you know who's gonna surpass and be too big for Roma and have to go and be stolen? Fonseca.
Yeah.
And do you know why? Do you know why I say that? Di Francesco, when there was all this shit, he was like a deer in headlights, and he had to sit in the team bus and I don't know, and write a poem about it. Spalletti was fucking sulking during Totti's retirement. Are you stupid? Like,
True.
Fonseca, what did he do when the shit? Oh, yeah, I don't concern myself with that shit. We're about the team. He put his head fucking down. He said, I don't care what these idiots, this moronic owner is gonna sell the club. I don't care what he's doing. I loved you, Gianluca, but I'm sorry for you. I'm achieving. I'm not gonna fucking lie down in front of any situation. And he pushed through it. And it's the type of mentality where he eventually will be bigger than, unless Roma start matching it.
But we're showing signs that we might actually could.
And you know what? If we had Petracchi, I think we would have matched it. Because Petracchi and Fonseca, other than Sabatini was maybe at Petracchi's level. I don't think we've had anyone on their level, like sporting director or manager, in like 10, 15 years.
I didn't trust in Al Baker. Conte, trust in Al Baker. He will lead us to the light.
Hopefully Pallotta accepts.
I mean, if you have all the money in the world but still spends it on Nsonsi and Šorić, the amount of money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
much did we pay for Koric again? 12 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
How many
Villar
minutes?
was 4. Villar was 4 million.
You know what's sad though? I was so fucking excited for Choric. I was so excited for him because I mean I barely seen him play. I saw like one game where I'm guessing he had the game of his life because he was actually very good that game. Other than that, I had like read things about him. I was like, okay, this guy is gonna be a superstar. Yeah. I was sure like this guy is gonna be like the new Modric.
What Villar is.
Yeah, no, even better because you know he left. I can't remember where he went, but he went to or where he left from. I think he went to was it Salzburg?
No.
No. He went to Dinamo
Zagreb.
Yeah,
Zagreb.
Zagreb.
He had the opportunity to go to Bayern Munich, but he turned them down because he didn't think they trained enough or something. Zagreb had more training sessions, something like that.
That's
I was like,
I didn't know that.
This guy is gonna be a fucking superstar.
Yeah. With Villar, I just want to say one thing on that. I think Villar would have ended up Koric level of hype. Can I tell you the genius behind the Villar move? I was doing a bit of research into his transfer history and stuff. Mm-hmm. So Villar is 22 now, which is quite old to start breaking out, right? Yeah. In modern football. That guy was in Valencia's under-19 team. That guy was at Valencia for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then he left to Elche on a free transfer. How I see it is he wanted to stay at Valencia to get a chance. Probably didn't end up getting that chance. Left on free, thought, let me go somewhere I'll play. So he went to the Segunda division. 20 games. He played 20 games and Petraki bought him for Elche. It is Elche, right? Was it Elche? Yeah. I think I might be wrong.
Yeah, it was Elche.
Okay. 20 games for Elche, and Petraki bought him. For me, that's Petraki's watching everything. And he saw, okay, this fucking guy is way too good for that. Buy him now when he doesn't have any value yet. Because if Elche get promoted or whatever, then he's worth 20 million and he goes to Barcelona or Atletico or something and sits bench there, you know?
He found Chetin from the second Turkish division.
And he should have stayed there.
No. Oh, yeah.
We got like 10 mil.
We might get 10 mil.
No, I think the deal is 7 million. Loan with option to buy for 7 million and
how much are they paying
buyback clause for 15. This is Chetin we're talking about, by the way.
It's still a profit.
Is the loan free?
Yeah. As far as
I don't like that.
I mean, he could either improve or he could no, because if he improved, he would be bought. Never mind.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have a point from the Juve game that I didn't mention before.
Mm-hmm.
That was the performances of Kluivert and Under. I think they
was impressive.
I think they showed a lot of mental strength because they haven't played at all lately. They haven't played this month, barely, like more than 10 minutes. And what they did when they came in, they worked their asses off. And Under, he had one moment that made me believe in him again because it was that it was
that
maybe,
fake shot pass.
It was maybe a wrong decision at the time, but it shows a lot about his approach.
Yeah, he's trying. At least he's trying.
Because we remember when Zaniolo scored that goal against Fiorentina where he could have passed to Under, and Under just was pissed that he didn't get to score.
Yeah.
But you know, if the team scored, it's a 4-1 win. You should be happy either way. But
exactly.
What he did with Juve, they came in a 3 versus 2. They pretty much dared Under to shoot at first.
Yeah.
They tried to trick him into shooting and then blocking the shot. And what Under then did was to fake it so they would cover the middle and then pass it out to Kalinic, who, if it was any other player, it would have been an assist to Under.
Can we just take a moment for that shot? Like, that was so tragic.
If it was any other player, it would have been a goal.
But, Kalinic.
But that's
the kind of finish I make on Sunday League, and we play 7-a-side. So, like, I would shoot that high over on 7-a-side.
Kalinic.
Not the point, but the thing is, and in the build-up to that, Kluivert won the ball back against two Juventus players. And
true.
When was the last time we saw Kluivert do anything defensively?
Yeah.
I think the thing about Under,
you know what? Kluivert works hard defensively.
I always thought he worked quite hard defensively.
He just can't defend. Like he's terrible at it, but at least he tries.
I guess.
The sad thing about Under is, he looked like maybe they would have been a future, but I think there's three realities. One, Under stays, and Kluivert stay, and Zaniolo leaves. The other one is we get bought by a guy who solves our debt problems, and then maybe Under gets a chance. But the thing is, I mean, there is just too many other, like, honestly, as much as Under looked like he was trying. In fact, I won't say that because maybe people will get a bit offended, but he looked better than Zaniolo, Mkhitaryan, or Carlos Perez. You know, that's the thing. And there's too many players in those positions.
Or there's this.
He had looked better than Pellegrini, but I know Pellegrini.
Pellegrini is not comparing.
There is this crazy idea that I just came up with, that you could play Under if you played Zaniolo at striker.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way Zaniolo kind of can he's like a magnet. He can draw two players and then still take the ball away from them. And that's like, now that he's like, the guy has actually just decided to learn to pass. Like, he actually passes like a god now. His passing is fantastic. Like, he passes so effortlessly. Like, it's not like, I'm sorry, and I'm not comparing Pellegrini to him because I don't think he's on Pellegrini's level. But Pellegrini, there's almost a degree of effort behind the pass. Like, he has to almost put thought to it. Zaniolo he doesn't even have to be fucking looking at the field. At one point, he's like looking over his shoulder and playing one-touch passes with Villar. The confidence and calmness is incredible.
That assist that Zaniolo got to Perotti, that was Kaká and Totti reincarnated.
True. Nah, it was actually.
Don't say Totti.
So
just say Kaká. Let's not tempt fate to anything.
But I mean, it was. It was.
If Totti hears this, he'll come for us, Sebe. Just watch it.
No, but I agree. I mean, Daniel is a fucking god. But you know what?
Let's talk about the please.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. No. Please,
I just wanna get back a bit to Under because I think he can actually fit this formation very well because he has the dribbling. He actually has very good passing.
He does.
But we just don't have space for him. Kluivert, I don't think can ever work in this formation because he's just not good enough creatively. Like, he's not creative with his passing in that way that we need for this formation. I think he can never work here. Only if we switch formation. Which...
Risky statement.
But you know what?
Yeah, I know. I don't mean he can ever work with Roma. I mean he can never work in that formation.
You know what I agree with you, Conte? That's because what we talked about this before. The attacking mid's role in this formation, it is a lot that DZEKO drops back and finds them going for goal, and Under cutting in with his left is if it's utilized well, it could be a goal machine.
Yeah,
like having those center attacking mids or like winger mids, whatever they are, just being passers won't achieve anything because it's not.
I mean, that's why I like Under here because he can do other stuff too. I think Kluivert is too one-dimensional in a way. He has the speed and he has the dribbling. He has the shooting too, yes, but like creatively, he only has the speed and the dribbling, and I don't think that's enough for that role. Under does have the passing. He doesn't use it enough. As you said, he now started using it this game. If he can be taught to use that in the right way, I think he could work. But that's only if we sell Zaniolo or moving up to striker.
Yeah. Maybe there is a way we could sell maybe we sell like Kluivert for 25, Cristante, like in a world where we sell Kluivert, Cristante, and I don't know, I can't think of another. Maybe like Florenzi. There's a world where Under could stay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I think like economically, I don't think it's the main problem. I think it's a problem to fit him in the. I mean, he has two players in front of him right now. I think because we can't.
I also think his inability to play to the right-hand side is a big problem when you're asked to play more centrally. Because the thing is, all you have to do to mark Under cover his right hand side and then block the left hand side.
True.
And
Just force him onto his right foot or whatever,
and
then you can't do anything.
I would pretty much take Carles Perez over under 9 times, not 9.9 times out of 10. But
I would too, just because Carles Perez is more consistent.
Yeah.
That has ups and downs, too many ups and downs.
I mean,
That's why I think he can be good if you
Yeah.
get him in the right mental state. And that.
But the thing is that I don't think that as long as we have both Zaniolo and Carles Perez, there is no place for Under, sadly.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean,
And we just got
especially with
Carles Perez, so
Mkhitaryan.
I don't think we'll sell him now.
no, and we shouldn't sell him either.
No.
I think
The Perez
Mkhitaryan is
is
going to
gem.
be a unmovable starter next season.
Yeah.
Probably,
behind
yeah.
the striker.
Yeah.
Carles Perez is a gem that we got for like 10 million from Barcelona.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
like and that is another, like, since when have we seen Roma buy that type of a promise from a big club with that sum?
Boyan.
Okay.
I
move on,
would
let's
say
move on, let's move
Fabio
on, let's
Borini
move
as
on.
well.
Yeah. Borin. I mean,
Diawara.
no, but he wasn't as highly regarded.
No, he was
Zaniolo.
very low.
Zaniolo.
No.
Yeah, but he wasn't as highly rated either.
No, he.
Oh, that's true. In terms of hype, yeah.
How many people talked about Zaniolo when he was at Inter?
Yeah. I mean, every single Barca fan I've seen was upset that we sold
Yeah.
that they sold Carles Perez. So that says something. And Barca fans are hostile towards their
Yeah.
players often.
And I mean, Carles Perez already scored in the Champions League against Inter. I mean,
Yeah.
like, come on.
Mm.
And when Zaniolo started against Real Madrid, that was like, who the fuck is this oak? I mean,
Oh yeah, me too. No, I was excited.
It's set in. He used oak naturally. Do you guys want to talk about what Capello said at all?
no, fuck Capello. What the fuck? No. Watch Zaniolo become shit now, because he was
He
God
jinxed
after
it. He
Capello
reversed
talked shit about him.
Yeah, yeah. It was all Capello just wanted to prove his original comment right. He's just like
Capello created Zaniolo.
True. I mean, as I said to you guys, I don't think that's too bad of a comment. I mean, I get that maybe he's overstating, like he's not.
Yeah.
Zaniolo isn't that. Like there are players better. That put aside, but I've seen people complaining that he's a hypocrite and all that. The first comment he made was, which was about, what is his name? I forgot his name.
Kaká.
What? No,
Oh,
the youngster.
Esposito. Sorry.
Esposito.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Esposito.
Yeah, about Esposito, that he shouldn't follow Zaniolo's footsteps. That was about Zaniolo's personality. This is about Zaniolo's quality. So I don't think it's necessarily about contradicting himself. That he's overrating Zaniolo a bit, yes, sure, whatever. But
I just on that comment, I want to say the one thing I really love is like the keep the Kaká comparisons coming, baby. It's just so hype. I love that shit.
I mean,
the more they compare him to Kaká, the more because like honestly, Kaká is probably my favorite non-Roma player all time with Maradona. I love Kaká. He was just so fun to watch. So if we got the next Kaká, and like it's not even just ridiculous. If you go watch Kaká's highlights, you will understand why they say Zaniolo is similar.
Yeah.
Very similar approach to the game.
I mean, those runs that he now does once a game is trademark Kaká.
Yeah. And we have to appreciate, you know what? At least it's not Roma fans being delusional.
No.
Don't tell me Capello's a Romanista, because that bastard told us I'm Roma for life, and a month later went to Juve. So fuck him for that.
Yeah.
So it's not a Roma bias, because clearly the Roma love isn't that strong with Capello.
no.
So I think it is really nice to see that it's not just a Mason Greenwood type with United fans. All due respect to Mason Greenwood, but they're telling me he's a guaranteed Ballon d'Or winner. At least it's not Roma fans doing the same thing with Zaniolo, and people are taking notice, you know.
Yeah.
Which means there is clearly smoke to the fire, fire to the smoke.
No, I'm just waiting to see 100% Zaniolo.
Yeah, this is now 69.3%.
I still don't think he's at his best yet. I mean,
no, honestly, like if you look at it, he asked to be subbed in the 55th minute. that's very early for a professional player that young
Did he
to
ask?
be
I
subbed
mean,
off.
except Manolas.
Yeah. Manolas wouldn't have played the Juve game in case he gets embarrassed by Zanimakia, knowing that guy.
No, but like honestly, like that's. Sorry, we need to have a segment, the Manolas comment of the week.
Fuck Manolas.
No, but
There we
like,
go.
it is very early for a player that young to be subbed off. To ask to be subbed off.
Did he ask to be subbed against Juve?
Yeah.
didn't
He
see.
made this sign.
Okay.
So
But maybe
therefore,
that actually shows that that's good.
That's
Yeah.
maturity.
Players would be like, "Fuck it, I'm fine," and then get injured. At least
That
he
shows
knows.
That is a great.
that shows he knows his body, which is
Yeah.
very important.
And
I
I
mean-
think let's say like he was feeling this tired. If he didn't have had that injury, he would have just kept going and eventually get that injury. I think.
And then Fonseca would start cucking him out because he's not running.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
this injury has taught Zaniolo so much, both like on the field and mentally.
yeah.
No, I agree. I want to move on to Calafiori. I have a few things to say about him.
Take over, Conte. Take over, Calafiori. You're the guy who knows him best, I'm pretty sure.
What I got? Yeah, I watch. I don't know if any of you guys watch.
I don't watch that
Primavera.
Primavera. I don't watch that.
I mostly
Primavera.
watch the Primavera highlights. I don't get.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's fair. I don't blame you honestly.
Yeah.
Most of the games this season have been fucking awful. The Primavera. I think they lost to Lazio. It was awful.
Is Boa still injured, by the way, Conte? No one knew the answer.
Wait, what?
Go for it, Sibby. Go for it. I'll ask after.
Wasn't Lazio game like going from 1-0 to 2-1?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it was. And Lazio just came up from the second division.
I was just wondering if you know if Boa is still injured.
No.
Yeah, I
find
think
it.
he is. I think he's still. I'm not sure actually. I don't want to comment on it.
No, but in 5 years, having Calafiori and Boa on each wing would be.
Sure, that's so sexy. Best
hope
looking
so.
fullback pairing of all time.
Yes.
Time. My goodness.
But I mean, we don't know if they're gonna, if Y is gonna come back the same because he had 2 ACL tears.
Yeah.
I think we discussed this. I'm coaching a team here, like a local team, and we discussed this that it's a women's team. That women don't come back from ACL injuries because they don't have
Really?
the same muscle mass, and so I never realized how serious ACL injuries are. But like a torn ACL, that's like if you're not a professional player, you don't play sports again.
No,
Like
but-
if you're not a professional, you don't play sports again. So usually you don't recover from it.
I just got access. I don't know this. I don't know if you do. Is a hamstring injury on the same level as an ACL
A
injury?
torn hamstring can be. A
Yeah,
torn
It
hamstring.
can be,
because
yeah, it can be if you're
because
unlucky,
my-
but it's not the
A torn
same.
hamstring can end your career.
Because my sister torn her hamstring, but that was like 2 years ago. But she's pretty much recovered and still plays sports like a few days.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's actually crazy because normally,
mean,
like with a normal person, a torn hamstring, I've heard, can affect your walking for the rest of your life
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
actually
exactly.
bad enough.
No, but like, so a torn ACL that can really affect your performance levels, and I don't think people realize because both Strootman and Florenzi had torn
Yeah.
ACLs, right? Or
Yeah.
was Strootman just in knee injuries? I can't
Strootman tore
remember.
his ACL twice, and so did
Yeah.
Florenzi.
Yeah.
Did
Exactly.
Florenzi
So,
re-tear
like-
his? Pretty sure he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Florenzi
like,
re-tore his before he came back, in fact.
oh yeah, maybe. Anyways, so I don't know if Y is gonna come back the same.
Shame. That's so
but
sad
anyways,
for me.
I
Maybe
want to
his
get
little
back
brother.
into Calafiori, because that guy is with the Primavera. I already saw that he's very impressive.
He's filming.
Going like his dribbling is absolutely brilliant for a
Is it a
wing-back.
lot? Is he a lot better than Luca? Honestly, because
Better than Luca.
would you say watching Luca in the Primavera, it's
I didn't watch
clearly,
too much Primavera back then.
Okay.
Actually, but I would maybe say so.
I
They're very similar players.
do
Both of
think
them are good.
I think that Calafiori is a more versatile player than Luca because I think Luca might be a bit better defensively, but I think that Calafiori still is okay defensively, and it contributes a lot to the offense. Like he has a great shot on him. We saw that. That was his wrong.
So much better.
Yeah, that was his.
My goodness.
My
goodness.
He scored some bangers for the Primavera.
Yeah.
But what a goal he scored yesterday. Oh, that's a crime to disallow that.
You watched it yesterday, but it happened the day before, Conte.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was gone on a training camp, so that's why I say yesterday, because I watched it late.
It's fine, we see who the real fans are. It's okay.
But yeah, I think it was Sasha who commented on him making some defensive mistakes at the start. But I've got to say, like, I don't think that's too big of a worry, because it was his first start ever with the first team, and that's like, as I said, I coach a team, and we brought up like some players that are born like 04, 05, so they're like 15, 14, 15, and that's like the typical mistake we saw in, like they did when they were just brought up from the youth teams. It's due to inexperience, nervousness, like stress. I don't know, but like I think that's something. The tackle he did at the start on whoever it was, when he just
it was better now.
He just needs to. All he needs to do there is go lower and get his arms around the guy's knees, and then it's a perfect tackle.
Exactly. No,
we should have listened to our boy Matt. He kept saying, like, after 15 minutes, Calafiori will show his quality, and we should have listened to Matt.
Look, we should have put Clivert at left back.
Fuck's sake. No, but honestly, I don't think, like, if he watches a game or plays even a training game or anything, he would never ever think to do a tackle like that. Like, it's such a
no.
It's the heat of the moment.
No one thinks to make that tackle.
Easiest, simple. It's nerves. That's really just.
It's a heat of the moment thing. It happens.
Exactly. So that's what I see.
Like, what do you think Totti on Balotelli was like that?
That was perfectly executed. To be fair, that was perfectly executed.
And
so was Calafiori.
Oh, yeah. For fuck's sake.
No, I think Calafiori, you could see. I don't know. I think you could see as soon as he was almost scared to be the Oak who gets beaten and then they score.
Yeah,
he was scared of that. You could see as soon as he got the ball in their half.
Yeah,
he looked like a good player.
That's the thing. I think
conversely, he wanted to be the guy who proved himself on his debut, got a goal, etc.
But that's what I think this system is good for him to be able to grow, because being a left back in a 3 or 5 in the back, whichever way you see it, you don't get punished the way you do if you miss a marking or miss a tackle, because there's going to be someone behind you, and especially if that's someone as experienced as Kolarov. Having Ibanez behind Calafiori.
No.
I mean, come on.
That would actually. That was. I mean, there was. So what I did see was you could almost see they avoided playing Calafiori a bit. I think it was Kolarov would often turn back to the other side. You can understand that you don't want to expose the kid. Ibanez, that guy, when he started dribbling, I really don't understand that guy sometimes. He actually does remind me of Mexes in the sense where he just like loses his mind for like half a second.
Don't get it twisted. He's still the new Alder.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously.
We should actually start calling him the new Mexes, because he plays more like Mexes.
You can't take away like New Alder has something to it. It's a thing.
If Ibanez's peak is Mexes, I will be highly disappointed. I'm sorry.
No. Okay, fair. Okay, we'll just keep calling him the new.
Don't you disrespect Mexes?
I will openly disrespect Mexes. That guy was better at strangling players on occasion. No, do you know what Mexes for me was exactly like Manolas is now.
No,
except he wasn't a prick to Roma.
I think Mexes was the floor of Mancini's potential. I think if Mancini was to slow his development I think he will end up like Mick says.
Yeah.
And he's already way better than Mick says on the ball, as far as I'm concerned.
He is, yeah, but I still think Mick
Has
says.
he scored those bangers though?
Speak.
He
speak
scored
louder.
a bit of a mad goal this season, to be fair to him.
True.
That finish was crazy.
And it birthed one of my favorite pictures of Roma in a long time with him and Smalling.
Smalling, yeah,
Like,
classic.
like I just love that picture, man.
Oh, I can't wait in like 10 years. That will be like the classic picture that you show your kids.
I actually think we should.
Smalling.
I think we should actually take a moment to, if Smalling doesn't come back, like, to say goodbye and thank you for. For everything.
Oh yeah. No, you know what? We should take a moment.
Fuck United.
We should take a moment for a big
United.
fuck you to United.
Fuck United.
Fuck United.
Fucking.
Honestly.
I'm not gonna say
but you know, I don't want it to be an ugly thing. I honestly, like, it's one of the very few times that I've been able to watch a Roma player go and just have nothing but feelings, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that and Alisson. It's almost like an Alisson, where it's like, you know what? All the best to you, my friend. Thank you for everything. That's all.
He honestly tried to stay at Roma, and now I don't mind if he goes to like Inter or Juve, because I get it. He wants to stay in Italy. He wants to revive himself, and
like honestly, it makes it even more heart-wrenching that he keeps trying to stay here. He openly says that he loves Roma and wants to be at Roma.
That's your reward for 10 years of service to United. Yeah. That's your reward.
Yeah.
I think, like, guys, before we like kill it and say, I think maybe I'll say goodbye Smalling now, but I did read today that he did once again demand to United that they find a deal with Roma. Yeah. I don't know if he'll escalate to I'm gonna go AWOL. I don't think he's that type of guy. He seems like a really nice guy.
One can hope.
But it's not all hope is lost. I could definitely see United once they've won the Europa League or whatever. After the Europa League, they will say, "No, don't worry, 10 million, take him," because they're cunts. That's the nature of them.
But the worst thing about it is, they have their overrated slab at Maguire. Like, Smalling is 5 times better than he will ever be. And yet
maybe they realize that. Maybe they realize.
No, they don't realize that. They just take Smalling back out of spite. They just don't. They used to want others to have him. And what's even worse is that they're coming ever closer to let go of Alexis to Inter. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah, I guess I can see the one argument I did see is they want to pay 120 million for Sancho, and as rich as they are, that isn't pocket change, especially post-COVID. And perhaps they feel they need to earn every cent they can if they want to. But I still do think when you're speaking 125 million, if you can earn 15 million and like that 5 million for 20 million is not the end of the world.
I mean, let's be real. Who are they gonna get more money from when it comes to getting Smalling? I don't see other teams. No, I don't see Juve spending.
I do see Inter. I honestly,
Inter, because he's a very good center back. So I could see Inter, but still, I don't think. Like, the issue I have is not them demanding 20 million, because it is still a market. You get all the money. Like, you need to get the most money out of the opponents, or like the one who's buying. It is still like a business. So I get it that you demand 20 million. If you think he's worth 20 million and you think you can get 20 million, demand 20 million. That's what I want Roma. Like, I always wanted Roma to do. My issue is that they don't let him play Europa League, because that's such a dick thing.
Oh yeah, he earned the right to play in the Europa League.
Exactly. Why is it UEFA stepping in? Like, UEFA should have stepped in when the Europa League was postponed and said every player that is loaned out to a team that's playing Europa League, or every player who's loaned out and has or a contract that expires before the end of the season has to stay until the end of the season.
I don't know if UEFA can step into that degree, because a contract is a legal agreement.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's the shitty England thing, because in the Premier League, if a player is loaned out to another team, they can't play when those team have.
Going forward, do you know what I think will happen? I think contracts for loans will be done like 38 games of Serie A, and every game we play in the Europa League, as opposed to the duration of the season.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because this has been
Like
bad.
it's like United don't want Smalling to be happy. It's like they want to keep him miserable.
Yeah, but I've been thinking, and like I get that. I think the reason United aren't letting Smalling come back is because they feel threatened that we would knock him out of the Europa League.
Yeah.
Why can't we just make a deal that he can stay for the Europa League, except that he cannot play versus United?
Because do you know
happy.
how all the fun that United how people will rip United off when we knock them out and Smalling man of the match in the final and we win.
True.
No, I'm just joking.
I would be
but
so happy if we knocked United out without Smalling, or if Smalling plays.
No. Watch him get Smalling back, like use Smalling to get our tactics. We beat them, and we still buy Smalling.
I know Smalling is a lad. Smalling would be telling them, the best way to defend Roma, just don't mark Zaniolo because he's shit. And what you should do is you can rest Maguire because there's no aerial threat in Roma's attack.
Yeah.
That would be Smalling's advice.
Play quick, agile defenders. They don't use crosses. They always attack through the middle with low passes.
You know what? United are stupid enough. Like their board seems stupid enough that he could just show them videos of DZEKO missing open headed chances,
Yeah.
and they would be like, "Oh, he can't head the ball at all. He's terrible at heading." Problem solved.
Honestly.
But should we move on to the next topic maybe?
How long has this been?
I don't know, like an hour almost. I think.
Which is next topic?
We were gonna talk about the biggest Roma legends in the.
Okay.
We have to talk. Come on, we have to talk about this.
Yeah, I think so. The names we have included that we want to talk about are DZEKO.
So this is the biggest modern Roma legend of the last 10 years.
And
exactly.
I mean, this
excluding Totti and De Rossi.
This discussion came to life when Sasha asked in the Roma chat who was the bigger legend between DZEKO and Nainggolan.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting topic, and we decided to include Florenzi because.
I also added two honorable mentions. Kevin Strootman. We don't think he's quite at that level. He was still.
Yeah.
He had the potential to be, but he didn't. And also Bogdan Lobont for just staying for 10 years and playing like
just shout out,
games.
like not even honorable mention. Just shout out Lobont.
Yeah,
shout out Catman Lobont.
Jeez,
what a good.
If you don't appreciate Lobont, you're not a true Roma fan.
True.
Fusato next Lobont.
Yes. Dear God, please no.
So should we start?
Yeah.
Ready? Who wants to start? I don't know. I can go for it.
Yeah, go
for it.
I think it's hard. I think Nainggolan. I think he had that De Rossi thing about where you're just like, yo, this guy, what an animal. You know, you could just relate to that passion that he had. And I think that's what just endeared him to Roma fans. I mean, the way he wouldn't sign the Juventino's autograph because he was wearing a Juve shirt. Like, come on. How do you get that cool? It's fucking ridiculous.
What a lad.
That's the thing about Nainggolan. And at his peak, he was a top 10 midfielder in the world. He was really that good.
Yeah.
DZEKO almost... The debate for DZEKO starts. He had a terrible first season. Yes. He has attitude problems.
Yeah.
But in terms of pure achievement, how can you say he's not a legend? Name one person in the top 5 all-time scorers list for Roma that isn't a club legend. It's just once you reach that point, you're a club legend, and it's to be bigger than Nainggolan. I don't know, because the Champions League run for me, perhaps we could have done it without Nainggolan, but there is no chance in hell we do it without DZEKO in that tournament. What he did in that tournament.
You know what? The only thing I think DZEKO has going for him is those like big moments, like those big goals he got. But I think the only reason he has that over Nainggolan is because he was a striker and Nainggolan was a central midfielder, and he just doesn't get the chances to score those big goals as much as DZEKO does.
No, but
I also remember Nainggolan being slightly less.
I think
He
that
almost wasn't as good at performing in the big games. He would almost like
I agree with that.
underperform sometimes,
I
except
think-
with Inter.
Yeah.
I think DZEKO might be our best Champions League performer in the 2010s. Honestly, he was.
I
Yeah.
would maybe even argue better than Totti.
Yeah,
I'd say
Like-
ever. Yeah.
I mean, DZEKO
Besides
always
Puzo,
performs in the Champions League. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if it's
he's
against.
fantastic.
It doesn't matter if it's against Chelsea or if it's against Victoria Pilsen. He scores goals.
Do you
He's
know why
such
I'm
a
so
big game
excited
player.
for Europa League? Because DZEKO is the type of guy who has been like, he knows full well he's been playing like shit.
Yeah.
You saw against, was it Torino where he was man of the match?
Mhm.
He knew he wasn't playing against Juve as long as they won that game. He knew, if I win this game, I've got a week and a half rest
Yeah.
until Sevilla. So what did he do? He destroyed them. He actually destroyed Torino.
No mercy.
He won everything. He literally won
True.
every ball that came near him. Great passing. He should have had 2 goals.
Yeah.
And I think he got, and mamma mia, he became Ronaldo il fenomeno 2 stepovers down the line, baby.
Yeah.
Come on, to win the penalty. What a machine.
Oh, what a goal he scored too.
DZEKO can actually choose to turn on world class. He
Yeah.
is one of the few players who can turn on world class.
Yeah.
And I think Europe should be worried about that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because if DZEKO wants to, he can beat anyone. He
Yeah.
can beat anyone, and we've seen that.
But coming back to the whole, I think that just Nainggolan's personality, passion, and grinta, just he just embodied Roma. When
You know what the difference
Yeah.
between Roma fans and most other fans, like the biggest difference is that we care more about the personality than the
Yes.
player. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, Nainggolan. Like for any other club, I think DZEKO would have been considered a bigger legend. But for Roma,
Easily.
and Napoli also. Napoli is the same.
Yeah.
But like for us, it's different. I mean, Roma fans don't even hate, like many Roma fans don't even hate Jesus because he's a hard worker and he's a great guy. I know, Sasha.
No, but you're spot on. Do you know what? I'm actually agreeing with you. You're spot on. I didn't hate Jesus at all because I was like, this guy fucking loves Roma. Fair enough.
Until
you know, you're
that.
shit, but
until he
I
gave
will.
it 2 cents.
Until he turns around and says fucking 2 cents. Fuck you. Man.
Yeah,
And
no,
grateful cunt. No, honestly.
I
No,
agree with you. But like, I mean, and I've seen players getting, like Kolarov got hate last year when he was one of our top scorers, and that's just because of his personality. And that's
Oh,
the difference
in the
between
same
Roma.
way he told the fans to fuck off. Oh, I love that. I'm not gonna lie. I've been dying for a Roma player. No. Not,
I understand
not
that.
us, right? He's not talking to us. He's not talking to the guys like us who take their time to actually analyze the team fairly. He's talking to the fucking idiots who one mistake, fuck him, he's shit. He must leave Roma. Where
It's
the type
the
of guys
same
where
thing.
if Schick got another chance, they'd boo him from his first touch. Those type of fans deserve to be called fucking idiots. And I thank Kolarov for it.
It's the type of fans that say Roma isn't Roma. That say that Roma is finished without Totti and Rossi. That they're
Exactly.
not going anywhere without them.
I don't
And I
understand
respect that,
where
but I
your
just-
loyalties lie.
It was more as a like to prove a point. I used that. I can't decide whether I like Kolarov or not. Like I
It's
hate
hard not to
Kolarov
like
actually.
him
You
when
know,
he's.
I hate Kolarov.
I gotta say like this: the maturity and leadership he showed recently is starting to
win me back.
It's starting to shape a more positive opinion for me.
Fair.
Marcus,
but yeah,
I just really love that. That was a, Roma fans, Kolarov got a lot of hate last season. 1 minute later, I hate Kolarov. That was just a classic.
I mean,
No, but
it's
the thing is-
personal. It's personal with Kolarov.
But the thing is,
Yes.
Roma fans are a lot like this. Might sound like a silly comparison, but Roma fans are like cats. Like it takes a lot to gain their affection, but as soon as a single thing goes wrong, it's back to like, oh, you're the enemy.
I don't. Not. Do you think it takes a lot? I think Roma fans are probably the fastest fans in the world to anoint someone the second coming, along with United fans.
As
I don't think so.
as
Maybe
long
that's just
as,
me.
as long as they pet their backs.
All you have to do you know what you have to do as a
True.
Roma fan to
Get
win
the
Roma
Colosseum
fans
that-
over? It's simple. All you have to do is this.
Yeah, the
And you've won
Colosseum.
the Roma fans over.
No, but
Or
look,
Colosseum tattoo. Yeah, there you go.
but if you look at other teams, I mean, I think we take the Manolas and the Pjanic and the Capello of the world like that's betrayal, that's treason. It's the lowest of the low. But if you look at most other fan bases in the world, they would be like, oh man, he should have stayed. Like, it's nothing against him personally, because like it's not the same.
I know Tottenham fans that hate Sol Campbell with all their hearts to this day.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean it's not. But I mean the fact that like Figo going to Barca from Barca to Madrid, it wasn't that like that was like, oh okay, like everyone was okay with that, like to a degree. Compared to, imagine Totti went to Lazio, he would actually get murdered. He would actually get killed.
Yeah, probably.
He went to
honestly.
Lazio.
Yeah.
I could actually see his life.
But what do we think of Florenzi then? Where does he land in this?
We talked about this before. He has too many great moments, and he's a Romano Romanista. He's always given everything.
Should we run down the moments quickly?
Yeah.
Let's go. So starts with first game. So this is almost nostalgic for me, because I started watching Roma properly in Florenzi's first season. So he's almost been with me the whole way.
Yeah.
So first he starts with his, I believe it was his debut,
Inter.
Totti cross header against Inter, and he lost it with his mushroom haircut. But when you see that, it was almost like, we've got one, boys. We've got one. Even me, who knew nothing, could tell.
But, I mean, some players would be like, yeah, I scored that. That's right. I'm good. Well, he was just overwhelmed with emotion because he
scored for Roma. Yeah, that was
ball.
all it is.
Yeah,
exactly.
What a guy.
So there was that. That was the start of this guy's story. Then next season, he scores in the Olimpico, runs to his nonna in the crowd to give her a kiss. Never been done before. Only Eric Dyer went, but he went to fuck up
Julio
someone.
Julio Baptista.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I don't. Maybe I've never seen it or something.
Haven't you seen it? Where Julio Baptista,
maybe not.
He scored for Roma and then went up to the crowd and kissed his mom in the audience as well.
I think I maybe have seen it. I'm not sure. But that's still not as legendary as hopping into the stands and running all the way up to, like, he knew her seat number.
Yeah.
Then he scored the bicycle.
You know the story there, right? I think it's his nonna said, I'm like, she was joking. And then she said, like, yeah, I can come to the game if you come celebrate with me. And, like, jokingly. And then he scored and went to celebrate with her. And she was like, what the fuck?
Then he scored the bicycle kick against Perin, Genoa. And then again, same Mato.
Runs away like this.
I think he started crying.
Like, what the...
Yeah. Then he scored I think he got second for the Puskas. Or third.
Yeah, with the
actually, officially. With the chip against Barcelona.
Yeah.
He was part of the most successful European side in the last 40 years for Roma. And he captained the team. He was, as much as it was sad the way he left, he captained the team.
And then
he also fought through double ACL tests to come back.
And
I don't care. That is legendary.
And against Juve last season, where Ronaldo went up to him like, "You too short."
Oh yeah.
Then he shipped. I think it was Buffon. Went up to the Curva.
Oh, was it Buffon?
Yeah, he shipped Buffon, went to the Curva Sud, went like this, then came back and told Ronaldo to shut up.
What a guy.
Like, that is just. Oh, and Ronaldo is just like, could there be a better face to just tell to shut up? Is there a better guy to prove wrong? He just looks like a guy I'd love to prove wrong. Fucking prick.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronaldo's next Bruno Mars. That style, mamma mia, I was impressed. That hair. In fact, he felt he needed to add 2 inches to his height for the Champions League. Just to get those high balls, because Sandro can't cross. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I just want to add, like, I think Sebbe said this before we started recording, that Florenzi beats both of them in personality probably, but in like quality.
Depends on who you are, because for someone like me, Nangolan,
It's because you're the non-football Nainggolan.
Yeah.
True. But look, I mean, Florenzi, I like Florenzi more, but just because he works so hard and he's such a chill guy, you know. I don't know if you've seen videos from it, but
Yeah.
he's fucking hilarious.
Did-
I
did-
love it. I would definitely be best friends with him if I knew him.
I still remember watching like the video where he inhaled helium and went with like Pjanic and Chesney to who was it?
I think it was Castan.
Yeah, and it went to his house and kept talking like
Yeah, like he was a cookie vendor. So I can't remember, but
I think there should be like a special category for this discussion when considering Roman players. Almost.
Yeah.
I think it's just different. I think they just know how to become a legend. It's it's their birthright.
It's like Di Bartolomei. Like he wasn't the best player, but he was Roma. He was everything the club ever was and ever will be.
I think it's almost, you could probably take Florenzi out of this team and still achieve the similar results. Where you probably couldn't take DZEKO and Nainggolan out.
Exactly.
But I don't think any of them, maybe Nainggolan at some points, but I think being Roman is where Florenzi wins out on the connection with fans, you know?
Yeah. But the thing is, Nainggolan still shows love to Roma today.
All the time.
Yeah.
Every time every chance he gets, he praises Roma and the fans.
I mean, he's an adopted Roman, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
is real mutual love there.
Yeah. Do you rank them Nainggolan, DZEKO, Florenzi? Is that how we're...
I love Florenzi too much. I gotta say Nainggolan, Florenzi, DZEKO.
Yeah.
But that's like a lot of nostalgia and...
Look, if we rank who I like the most, I would probably go Florenzi, Nainggolan shared first and then DZEKO. But like legend, like who's the biggest legend? I would probably have to say Nainggolan, Florenzi, DZEKO. Just because Nainggolan was he was so much better than Florenzi. And that's not Florenzi's fault. That was the injury's fault. Like, I'm not blaming him. But he was just so much more important and still had the personality. DZEKO just doesn't quite have the personality for me to like him as much or to become as big of a legend.
Guys, let's skip forward 30 years. In 30 years, who do you think will be most remembered?
That's exactly what I was going to say. If I had to think in 30 years' time, if my kid had to come to me and say, Dad, who's DZEKO, who's Nainggolan, who's Florenzi, I will probably say Nainggolan was an animal who loved Roma. He would die for Roma. He was awesome, top 10 player, legend.
Yeah.
When he says Florenzi, I'll say, loved the club more than anything, and was almost to a degree a tragic hero, Florenzi, a tragic tale and a legend. If you ask me DZEKO, honestly, I would probably just say one of, if not the greatest Roma centre forward of all time. That's what my answer would be. And do you know why? Batistuta was for a season and a half or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm getting back to my point about the fans liking personalities more. I think I have heard more people talk about Tomasi and Di Bartolomei more than someone like
Emerson.
No, I'm thinking like a striker that's like a top scorer, like even Pruzzo.
Look at Del Vecchio. Like he wasn't the most skilled player, but he was a derby king, and he was with Roma for so long. He wasn't the best player, but he still like loved.
Exactly, and I feel like I hear more people talk about them type of players.
Yeah.
Than I hear people talk about the top 5 scorers.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear their names. Like, I don't know.
I love Tomasi. Like.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, to be fair, I think
I can check out
3 of our top 5 scorers were in the 40s.
Yeah, yeah. Amadei, right?
Amadei was in the 40s. I'm pretty sure 40s, 50s. So was Volk.
Yeah. But I think
so I can understand why.
Totti, Pruzzo, Amadei, Volk, and DZEKO, right?
Yeah, I think Volk and DZEKO are level at the moment. No,
didn't DZEKO pass Volk?
Did he pass him or did he equal him?
That's what I'm wondering.
I can't remember.
I mean, they're still the top 5.
I'm checking
but
right
yeah,
now
that-
which are the top scorers, just to make sure. Let's see. It's Totti, Pruzzo, Amadei, DZEKO, Folk. Then it's Montella,
Amadei.
Oh yeah, Montella.
Manfredini,
No.
Balbo.
Yeah.
So DZEKO is 4th.
Yeah, but like, I think
How
I've heard
how-
more
how-
about someone like
How many goals off is DZEKO from Amadei?
About 25.
Is it?
I can't see because it's
Oh,
on
wait,
Transfermarkt and it's fucking
wait.
shit.
Wait, didn't I think Amadei has like 125 goals? If I
It's roughly 30 goals, I think.
Yeah.
I think
I think it will be a long time before we see a striker like DZEKO.
yeah, I also I guess being a fan favorite is also not because like honestly, Gareth Bale has to be a Madrid legend. Has to be, even if they don't want to say maybe the fans hate him, maybe he's mystery or whatever. The guy scored a fucking 2 goals in the Champions League final and was part of a team that won 3 in a row. Everyone on that team is like gonna be a legend.
His goal
I
versus
guess.
Bartra in the Copa del Rey final.
Yeah, like that guy is a legend. And for me, you don't necessarily have to be a fan favorite
No.
to be a legend.
But
you know?
it's the difference between not being a fan favorite and being the villain.
And would you say DZEKO is the villain? Maybe sometimes.
No, Bale is the villain.
Oh yeah, well no, Bale is just an animal. I can't lie. The fact that guy doesn't know Spanish, honestly, I would be sick with myself if I lived in the country for 5 years and couldn't even understand a basic sentence.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Yeah.
you?
I mean, there's a difference to DZEKO having a pretty bad mentality and Bale, like openly dissing Real Madrid once a week.
I think
True.
DZEKO, where you have to be fair to the guy, is it all comes from the will to win,
Yeah.
even if he doesn't express it properly. You know, the guy just wants to actually fucking win. That's why he's always so good in cups, because it's the fastest route to a trophy. Honestly,
I used to want DZEKO to win the trophy, honestly, but because
I-
he's done his parts every year towards winning trophies.
don't at me, but I think DZEKO might be the best centre forward going into this Europa League
Yeah.
with Lukaku.
A lot
With
depends on
Lukaku.
yeah. I gotta say he's better than Martinez.
No, I mean if we're talking cup
Yeah.
form DZEKO,
Yeah.
he
Like
I'm saying I'm expecting him to up his game for this, because
Yeah.
that's what he always does.
Mm.
DZEKO performing all out. Who can actually dictate a game the way he can from the Lukaku is a bit too something about Lukaku that I don't like. Like I feel like it's a bit too easy to take him out of the game, you know?
yeah, look at Smalling, please.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, what Marcus Rashford? I won't accept that. I mean,
No,
Martial, no.
No.
I think after thinking about it, I think I
If
agree.
anyone says Martial is better than Cup DZEKO, they don't know football at all. Not a single part of football.
You know, if I see that, I'll extend my "fuck you United" to "fuck you United" and all of your fans.
Yeah.
That for me is
I think
that is just a disclaimer in my life. Fuck you to all United fans and the ones that are my friends. Fuck you guys too. You know you're delusional. Let's be real.
No, but Jimenez not better than Cup DZEKO.
No.
No.
Lukaku is the only one who can even enter this conversation, and
Yeah,
I don't
that-
think
and that is
I
just-
don't think I would take Jack. If you were telling me one game, you need one game.
Yeah.
You need to win one game. Who you taking? I'd probably take Dzeko over a lot of players in the world, to be honest. Tell that guy he has to win one game. Not many guys can stop him, honestly.
True. But
I
how
just
are
hope
we?
I just
saying
hope we
this-
get to see that, honestly.
Huh?
Here,
I'm gonna be
hope we
so
get to see it.
disappointed if we don't get to see Cup DZEKO in Europa League.
Mhm.
If he underperforms, I'm gonna be not mad, but I'm just gonna be very disappointed because I feel
And
like
do you know what?
this is
Facing
his chance
two
to
5'8"
prove
centre backs, facing two 5'8" centre backs in his first game could be the perfect opportunity to get him going. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the time for DZEKO to prove himself that he's a club legend and a big time performer.
If we win this Europa League and it's off the back of DZEKO, that whole argument we just had is finished.
Yeah. No, then I fully agree. Then it's definitely DZEKO.
If DZEKO managed to win this Champions League, this Europa League, based on him, I think he's near Pruzzo level for the club. I'm not gonna...
If he does it, he can punch whoever he wants in the face. Whoever, Cristante, I don't care. Punch them. Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he's if we win this Europa League thanks to him, I think there's not a single player that isn't a Roman that is more of a club legend than him.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. He'll probably be third behind Totti and De Rossi at that point.
Wait, is
maybe not Giannini and Di Bartolomei, etc. Maybe will still be ahead
Di
of them,
Bartolomei is Roman.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying all time. I think winning the Europa League might put him behind Totti and De Rossi at that point.
I mean,
Giannini, I don't know.
Being tainted his legacy a bit.
Who?
Giannini.
But how? Sorry, how?
What?
In what way?
No, it just feel like if I mean we weren't rivals with Napoli at the time, but I still feel like
Napoli wasn't a big team back then, were they? I think they were like a low league, like lower table team.
No, but I just feel like having your entire career at one team just it gives more legend status than no.
Fair.
I don't think we can count De Rossi's Boca season.
No, he even asked the fans. I think that's...
De Rossi went on loan before he played for Roma. He's not a true Romanista. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I'm looking for. I'm so excited and nervous for Thursday because for once I actually I've got the feeling right now. I don't know if I've got the feeling like holy fuck. Like I've got the feeling of when we were 2-0 up against Barca. I've got that feeling right now. And I've had that feeling like, holy fuck, we can actually do it. And then when we drew Liverpool, like, fuck, because at the time, Liverpool weren't.
They were the best possible outcome for us.
Yeah, and I've got that feeling like holy fuck, this team can actually perhaps win something.
I mean, I said this like 6 times in like 2 days, but this month has been one of the best months as a Roma fan in years.
Yeah,
like, especially if Al Baker comes through. If Al Baker comes through big time, it'll be the greatest month in Roman history, my friend.
Yeah.
Since when have you been able to be this confident and just living anxiety-free as a Roma fan since...
When was the last time we won 7 out of 8 games? Was it? It might have actually been Garcia's 10-game win streak.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Probably.
And we should have beaten Inter. It should have been 8-8.
It should. Yeah, that just pissed me off. Having 8 games and winning against Inter, Juve, and Hellas and Parma were impressive too.
Fiorentina.
Yeah, Torino is still
it was an easy game. Like they weren't trying. That's the thing.
Conte, we were speaking. I think after the Napoli game where we lost 2-1. No. It was after the Inter game where we drew 2-2, and I said, I don't care. They played fantastic, and that's all I care about. And you said to me, nah, but Milan might catch us. And I was like, nah, they won't. It's actually crazy to think that we won all those games, and it was like we had the hardest schedule out of Napoli, us, and Milan on paper. We won all those games. That's actually, you have to respect Fonseca for that.
I mean, I was very nervous because Milan looked hot, and I felt like this is exactly the time where we're gonna stumble. But we didn't.
You know that's nice.
Credit to Fonseca. That's credit to Fonseca.
Do you know what's so nice about it? For once, we didn't have to be the Roma fans who were saying, hopefully the other team loses. It was, you know what? Destiny is in our hands, and we're gonna take it.
And we did.
Exactly. That's what's so nice. It's just a completely different mentality.
Yeah. Let's see. A lot of these games we started by going down 1-0. It happened. It happened against Parma. It happened against Juve. It happened against, was it Inter? Inter.
Yeah.
It happened against Torino. Yeah, that's four games where we started being down.
That's
As
a good
Milan.
sign, but it's also a worrying sign. That I mean, we shouldn't be going down that
But
much.
it shows mentality because
Exactly.
every team ever is going to have games like that, but the great teams turn it around.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm happy about that. But it's also
I
a worrying
think
sign that we
it's-
always go down one goal.
But you know what?
I
It's
think we
almost
should get going
like
earlier.
knowing
But
Roma's. I get what you mean. It's like a bad, but knowing Roma's defense, you're gonna concede.
Yeah,
It's
true.
almost more valuable to learn how to ignore it and just keep going forward and scoring four despite one,
Yeah.
because it's more likely that happens than actually keeping a clean sheet with this team. You know,
you know what I just realized?
Especially when you have Mapu, Lopez, and Biwa in goal.
exactly. Mapu, Mapau.
Mapao, Lopez, and Biwa.
But
Fuck
you
me,
know what
Mapau.
you know what I just realized? That can you remember Fonseca's comment when he was talking about the mentality that he was trying to make? Oh yeah, that a loss shouldn't be like a super bad thing.
Oh
And
yeah.
so many people were criticizing him for that.
Mhm.
He has changed
Really?
our mentality.
Yeah.
Like it. Honestly, like
done.
if we had this run of games when Fonseca started,
Mhm.
and we had these tactics though,
Mhm.
we wouldn't have come back anyways because we wouldn't have had the mentality. He has changed that.
I've
Because
started
that's
watching football. I've never seen Roma go 1-0 down to Juve and not shit themselves in totality.
True.
And I don't give a fuck about people saying that, oh, it wasn't Juve's real team. It was not the real team either.
No.
He played more young players than they did. They're U23 teams with just Muratore and like one other guy.
I do feel like if Dybala was like, for me, it's like I don't care who Juve could have Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I feel like the only guy who can truly just by himself win a game right now for them is Dybala.
Yeah.
That guy, I feel like if Dybala was there instead of Zanimakia, we probably would have lost. He's just that good. He's just really that good.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Especially going 1-0 down like that. Oh, Dybala. What? Imagine we got Dybala and they got Iturbe. Oh,
Man.
Iturbe would be a legend. And Dybala would be unknown. That's what would have happened.
Iturbe is a legend.
Yeah, he is Roma legend, Iturbe.
But you know, Iturbe is coming back to my earlier point. He's another of those guys that isn't hated by Roma fans.
Yeah.
He was absolutely terrible, but I see Roma fans still like commenting on his posts, even like, "Oh yeah, you
really?
were a failed talent, but we always appreciate your work and stuff."
But it's because he said that he loves Roma and he would still go back there. Roma are like desperate. Roma fans are like desperate girls, not cats.
Yeah,
They're like desperate girls. You say, "Oh, I think you're pretty." You're their crush for the rest of their lives.
True.
Honestly, I'm sorry, I'm not sexist. I'm just using an analogy.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. If you say you love Roma, you have won Roma fans' hearts.
You've won the fans,
Yeah.
and that's why if you say you love Roma and then you betray them, you're dead to us.
Exactly.
Mr. Capello. Fuck
Exactly.
you.
But the players that prove that they love Roma are the ones that are in our hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Should we move on to the Sevilla game preview? Because usually we just do a prediction, but I feel like this is a bit bigger, so I wanted to do a more of a preview. What we think, and maybe the whole Europa League, what we think
I'm
will
confident
happen.
about Sevilla. I'm very confident. The only real threat that we might have trouble defending is Ocampos, because I can see one of our players covering anybody else in that team.
Yeah.
Probably.
For me, I think the fact that they haven't been training as a team up until they started training, I'm sure they have now, but up until like Wednesday last week, they weren't training as a team.
And we have
which is huge.
And we are in our best forms since 2013.
Yeah.
So that is massive. I think you almost the fact that we just beat Juve 3-1 psychologically. Don't care if the game didn't matter. Sevilla don't know as much about the game not mattering as we do. Yeah. They are probably still thinking, "Fuck, it's still Juventus," and they beat them 3-1.
True.
Like these guys are serious. The other thing is, DZEKO is against 2 5'9" centre backs. I can't think of a worse situation I'd rather be in than have short centre backs and play DZEKO. Just because
Europa League.
Sevilla won't be able to, they won't be exactly in Europa League where DZEKO always performs. Well, in Europe he always performs.
Sure, Diego Carlos guy, he's been good. But what is he gonna do with a 6'4"?
Is there an equivalent in La Liga? I don't think he's dealt with someone like DZEKO this season yet.
Diego Costa.
Pardon?
Diego Costa.
I don't think. I'd say
physically.
DZEKO is levels above.
Physically.
I'd say. Yeah, I guess, but I'd still say DZEKO is levels above, and also Diego Costa is not 6'5".
No.
True.
Which is also, that's just a huge difference. So I'm very interested. Also, Sevilla have been poor in the Europa League this season.
I know what worries me
This
though.
is one game where Bruno Perez crosses can be as awful as they mostly are, and he could still get 1 or 2 assists.
You know what?
Yeah.
Bruno Perez's crosses are perfect for this game because
Yeah.
he just floats them in, and DZEKO can win those headers every time.
Yeah.
So I think his shit crosses will actually be good because they're so shit.
Yeah, I just don't see how Sevilla deal with the DZEKO for 70 minutes and then 20 minutes of Zaniolo.
True.
If that happens, I just don't see how their defense copes with that.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
Zaniolo
also
was.
Vanega is not that threatening in midfield for me. Like, I just think our midfield's better than theirs.
I mean, but let's take into account that Veretout won't be playing. It will be Cristante.
You know what? I actually think that might be a win for us because, or like a good thing, because as I've said previously, I think Cristante doesn't put as much pressure on the ball or pressure as high as Veretout does. So then there are 2 in midfield when Diawara is usually alone. The only risk is Cristante giving away free kicks. But just the fact that Cristante sits back more means there's less space for Diawara to cover, and that will help him. My issue, I'm still worried about their attack. I feel like their wing backs might overpower our 2 wing backs because we only have 2 wide players.
They have Regulon and who's there?
Navas.
Regulon is a great player, I must say.
Navas
great
is too.
player.
Navas has been so good as a wing
But
back.
I think Navas could actually be a liability defensively. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, that for sure. But I'm just scared that they might outscore us.
But
that's my biggest issue. And
if
I know De Jong isn't a great striker, and he's quite big. Or like he's mainly like a big striker, which I feel like we have no problems dealing with.
De Jong is the perfect striker for us to face.
Exactly.
Even without Smalling.
Is it maybe even good to start Fazio centrally?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Because De Jong can't outrun him because he's slow too. And Fazio will win. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw Fazio lose a header, especially in his own box.
Corners are gonna decide this game. If I say this, if Carlos Perez starts, we're gonna score a corner goal.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
If they miss a free header from a corner, I'll rip my hair out. Oh my goodness!
But
Mancini, come now.
One thing that also should be worth mentioning is that La Liga is a much more passive league when it comes to pressing. I think we've touched on this a lot. I don't see Sevilla reacting very well to our high press.
That's exactly. I mean,
you know
the thing
what?
is, right? Okay, no, go for it, because I
You
agree
can
with
also
you.
see like La Liga teams playing through pressing systems. I'm not saying I still think we're the favorites. Not on like according to betting sites and all that, but like if you just look at the teams, I still would say we're probably favorites.
Yeah.
But I still think it's not. I'm not confident about the game. I feel like some Roma fans I've seen are too overconfident especially with their short center backs.
Yeah, but
and I'm probably one. And you know what I say? I expect us to win, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, what the hell if we lose? You know, it's one of those games where I'm pretty I'm pretty certain. Let me not say certain, because those are words I'll eat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident that we can get the result.
Yeah.
But I also understand Sevilla have the pedigree and they are no slouches.
Yeah.
If Roma play like they've been playing, I think we'll win.
Yeah.
If we don't play like we've been playing, Sevilla will easily beat us.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
I do think that this is probably a lesser Sevilla team compared to other years.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And this is
agree with
a
that.
better Roma team than we've seen the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So I think if there's any time for a Roma Sevilla game, this is it. This is the opportunity to.
I mean, look, Sevilla is perfectly built against a team like we're perfectly built to beat a team like Sevilla. Like that's exactly what we're built for.
It's like Hellas Verona.
Yeah, no, but yeah, honestly, like this tactic and our DZEKO and like the way we built the team, I think is perfect. But I'm just worried that this is still a one-off game. We have everything in our favor, but we still could,
But the thing is, how many?
You're just a Roma fan,
how many
that's all.
games can be off one game? Because we keep saying about the team and like Ibanez that what if it doesn't continue? But 8 games it's a pretty big part of the season.
Yeah,
there's something about this Roma team that I back. I feel like they're the type of guys who, if you get them psyched for one night, they can. Whereas Verso, I think what they need to learn still is how to do it every day, every week. So I actually think almost maybe it's good that it's a one-off thing, because it's like Oaks die for it, die for the badge, their Rossi style, get them pumped. And then because we have so much talent, like on paper, we have way more talent than Sevilla.
Yeah,
sorry.
big time.
And each of the, if we can get, like a man like Zaniolo, like Sevilla do not have a guy who can actually just take over a game, like the way DZEKO or Zaniolo can if they want to.
True.
Which I think is a huge factor, especially in cups.
All respect on Campos, but he isn't that player.
No.
Please touch your head now, because that is, you're begging for him to score a hat-trick on us. Jesus, with a statement like that, only I am immune to jinxes.
No, Conte is the anti-jinxer.
I mean, I'm the jinx king, but I do like reverse jinxes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say it now. I think we're gonna lose 5-0 to Sevilla. Zaniolo is gonna have an awful game. DZEKO isn't gonna win a single header.
Ocampos is gonna score 5.
What?
Ocampos is gonna score 5.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm gonna have to leave. This is making me really uncomfortable.
No, but for real, I don't know. I feel like we have everything in our favor, but that's exactly the type of games we lose, and that's like I'm still a Roma fan, as Sasha said. Like it's still in the back of my mind. But yeah, on paper, this is a game we should win. That's how I'm gonna end my part of the preview.
Okay, let's say score predictions.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 5-0 Sevilla just because I said it. I had to.
I refuse. I'm not predicting. I'm just too nervous. I refuse to give a prediction.
Fair.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think there will be more than 2 goals in the game.
This I could actually agree with this. Like I get what you're saying. I feel like
even if it's Roma, I think it will be a scrappy game with a lot of fouls, and I think that it will be a game where neither of the teams have 10 shots. Yeah,
fair. All right. There's one more thing Oh no, go on. I was gonna end the episode, but go on.
I was gonna say I think it's getting a bit long.
Yeah. Okay. There's one last thing we have to say before the end of the episode. I have my suspicions that Al Baker, the guy who's gonna buy us, the Kuwait guy, has strong mafia connections because you can't find anything about his finances and shit. So
fuck Al Baker. Hopefully, Pallotta accepts his offer. Hopefully.
What a guy. But no. So if anyone can find how much money he has, please DM me, because
if anyone can find how much money he has, please contact the FBI.
Anyways, this has been our short episode.
Has this been short? I feel like this has been our longest episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, this is. We need to be able to cut down the. We need to start cutting down on the length of it. Anyways, sorry for the long ass episode, and thank you for watching. Bye, guys.
Cheers.